We don't cancel una again. Today is the 1st of November 2020. Another beautiful day, a new month. We pray for all God's blessings and all the goodies where God gets for we. Let we receive them in this month. Let God continue for keep we. Let God continue for bless we. Let God continue for empower we. Let we fill with the wisdom of God for let we able to do for influence one another life and change one another life and help for change Sierra Leone. And my name again, Mina Fedima, and we canto now with another edition of social media review on Voice of Sierra Leone television. And with me, I get my co-host, Lawyer Shilon, from North Carolina. He is a practicing defense attorney, over 40 years in America, licensed and trained. He get very, very vast knowledge of, law, and it help for, try for improve and try for change the way where they do things in a salon instead of can rub in voice and in sense inside there. But until una sorry, I want to say sorry for what we start a little bit late, because the time really in America, the seasons are different. In the fall season, when and now where winter, they can begin just now, the clock falls back 1 hour. So then push the clock back 1 hour. So una where they watch and now, una therefore adjust una timing to that same day where they make. So we come in late because it's a little bit confusing. Sometimes, we can confuse by then time day where the clock in there. Because if you change you clock now you wall, so say whether you microwave or whether you stove, and the one now you phone, they get two different time because they automatically the electronics then will change, but the other one you get for go manually. So I look at the time, I was like, okay, why is this time here this way? Why is this time here this way? So confusion and confusion. So we beg pardon for that. Una forgive me for that, but we go fix them as time they go on. We all know what time they make mistake. And I will make Mr. Shilon tell una I do before I begin for talk on the things them where we can talk about to una today. So Mr. Shilon, sir, tell you people there I do.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon, and probably good morning, depending on wherever you are in the world. As soon as I know, this is a live broadcast. We call for people and we listen. We get questions. For participate, for call. As the program continues, or as we talking at the program, when I go see number away for call, for ask questions. And then there will come a time where we could give you opportunity for call, tell you who's you there, what you call about, and ask you questions. So, I name Mohammed Shilon, I dey North Carolina. So that's where I'm coming from. So I hope at the end of the day or at the end of the program, we all going to learn something more than we know before the program begin. We all, including me, as well as my co-host. So we call something they out there when I get good ideas, better ideas. So let's all join in and see. This is all about what's good for Salone. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shilon, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. I know that some people will say, oh, I know they see Professor Kutubu take some time off because they say, they feel well, So they pray for them, for let God, give them medicine for whatever is going on with them. And also, we pray for people that we sick among we pray every day for let God give medicine, but sometimes and then some people get for die. We cannot control it. We don't know the time. We don't know the Allah. Or the hour, only God know that same day we, that hour they go reach. So the families of whoever is bereaved among us, we pray for now who are sick, let God give them medicine, who are weak, let God comfort the people, let God give them good road, let God give them heaven, let God give them, grant them and forgive all their sins. So we see the coronavirus, they go on around the world. We see not too long ago, we own President Sef Naya Usaimi in America gets the coronavirus, and with the year every day the number then they go up. Americans especially they die. We see England they don't shut down again, but then we see Sierra Leone they don't contain them, and I'm glad for that. Even though some people they say corona not in a salon, but me believe say corona they all side we get for falla. the guidelines of the people them where they before this fed on corona, we kind of for able for contain them, like I would don't say for the longest time now we get 74 people they no more they don't die. 74 people is too much because every life matter, every person wanting person for their near them, but we they pray for them family then they and we get 112 people then within in quarantine, and so far we don't get 2,366 people then we don't get the corona, we don't get coronavirus, where SALONE say gets coronavirus. And we know say it is coming to the holiday seasons, people that they travel go free tongue, una member say una get for do, una test them, una make sure say una do the right test, because the airline go ask for one thing, SALONE they ask for one thing, and you country where they give, so tell they give one thing, so una make sure una verify that they so una not go able, una not go get problem, una go na the thing, and una go, even though una mix them people, then they some not they wear the mask na free tongue, but una where they go there, because we don't expose more to them people, and they can be say we can carry and go to with people, because some people them they can get the coronavirus, but they're not they show symptoms, so let we take precaution, let we safeguard everybody. You do one for me, I do one for me. I believe in wearing a mask, I believe in doing anything and they for try for when. So Mr. Shilon, I don't know if you get anything but the corona where you want to add to
well, except for the fact that it is not going away, it is getting serious. A lot of other countries, they will be getting under control. It will begin affect them again. But the experts, they went at the doctors, then without claim say there will be a first and second and third wave. So some of the experts and believe say that the third wave they will go down, then there will be another wave. By that time, they would often vaccine we will kind of slow down the power, or then would often vaccine we will kind of build with immune system for fight the disease, and then part of immune system could all get used to them for slow down the bad effect or the bad result where they get per week. But for right now, even at the United States, it look like it rise again all over, it go up again. So back home, when I was there, you have to be very careful. I know you had forget mask, then easy, like it easy for winner, and the government or the Ministry of Health, they give mask them for free. We know all of that, but do the best you can. They're not a mask coming the only thing. They say you for keep your distance about 6 feet from the other person. You for avoid for going to a crowded place or begin dance I shall be or party or all the birthday party all and so you for keep your distance. So there are many other things. So if you're able to do one, you can do the other two, the other three, the other four. But we're not just for things say, well we're not the affect we're not the ambog we, so myself no go take care, because the people who are dying are people like me and you. So we're lucky. But what say hold you, because we hold you, maybe we left you. That's it, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I traveled not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I get a picture where then we'll show now later if Mr. The back people can able get them for me. If they look at them, I don't send them to them. When you travel, especially you going long distance, then people that we get for go, on the holidays, there's make a little package but yourself, put gloves in your bag. If you want to go to the bathroom, put gloves inside there. Because this is like Mr. Shilon said, it's going to be around for a long time. This is our way of life, but life has to go on. We're not going to sit down, we're paralyzed by all the stuff, but we'll get for take precaution. Wear gloves where you want to go inside the bathroom, where you pull them back. You have your your little alcohol where they allow you for travel on the plane. You get your little alcohol, you put them together just for preserve and protect yourself and protect other people, because nobody no one die. Because people are killing themselves, people are losing their livelihood, people are committing suicide, depression is going up, because this thing here, human beings, we need communication, we need to contact one another, we need for associate with one another. But because of that, and we see in a salon, we are not able the social distancing, we are not able to do so we get for take precaution. And to the president, I see it all uplift the curfew a little bit, because people are calling on the curfew because it's killing some people's business, and people get for eat, family get for eat. So una do it with caution, una take precaution, una wait and call, because life now one, if it catch you, you don't make, you not able, and especially Salone where there we know, so we not get all the team them now we healthcare system for try for make them, then they try for do waiting they're able with waiting they get. So let we not go add per we or put ourselves at risk. Let we take precaution for, you know, try for save life. So on that said, let we go to the next thing where we get for talk about. We get for talk about something and today. First of all, before I go to the list, let we go to the commissioner of ACC, Mr. Benkefala. Mr. Benkefala put out a tweet where we've been talk of yesterday, and I want to let people them, you know, kind of I want to give them a recognition, because the question what we asked last week was why we not yet President Bio. We see what's in the happen in our neighboring countries, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Mali, and all the other, the unrest and the little confusion about the constitution. You know, the constitution, where they see the presidents, them, then they manipulate the constitution for fit their own needs and fit their own greed, and so they will stay in power to third term and fourth term. Some people to a lifetime. The one day they say they die, they no one come on a power. And we'll be yeri, and we talked on that day last week. We'll be yeri where some Sumana be make the claim, say, waiting do the president, the former president, and his Baikoma be fire them now because it not be approved of that third term president. Bio be one come for a third term presidency. President, not sorry, President Bio, President Koma, former President Koma, not President Bio, my bad. Former President Koma be one come back and say he want for, you know, kind of one for third term. And then when they see the other presidents, they now, the other neighboring country, Guinea, when they say that the parliament don't approve, now Guinea, whatever they manipulate. And is this right for democracy? Is this right for go before? Is this right? Is this thing for chaos? Is this a recipe for chaos? A recipe for unrest? Recipe for, we see Ivory Coast, the president, they don't do in 2 terms. The one way in be don't choose for one, it just die all of a sudden. Then in put himself there, instead of somebody else can run, in put himself there back, say, well, now in the people they want, in go run, in they go put himself inside there, so it go a third time. And why do we have constitutions? Why do we have constitution where we people are not they respect them? We leaders are not they respect what in the law say. Mr. Shilon, sir, you are a lawyer, you are, I know say you're familiar with constitutional law a little bit, and we see what in they happen. And according to we tweet with Mr. Benkefala on the screen right now, where it talk on the issue, and it talks say it is a dangerous loom. It's a dangerous thing that we get for be careful, and we get for watch them, because it is a recipe, in my own words, a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, the good thing is with the trend in the region, West Africa, there, it look like the West African nations are playing, then they play a collective role for suppress any president going overboard. Then they try, but they can only go so far, because I don't think they get that leeway there for just dictate. But we don't see some collective role where they play, like we President Jammeh in Gambia be lost election, refused for come out, then come in, then play a role, they negotiate in absence from the scene. So that was a good thing. So now one of the good hope that one day, one of the good hopes then we'll get that the West African countries then seem for the play some constructive role for try for damping this kind of desire. Once you kind of office, you know, want for come out, instead of you spend time, because don't forget that the same energy you use for think constructively, for promote what the country and which in go and for do things that which in good for the country. Now you take that same energy there and waste time for come out. And the trouble is, where you try for refuse or find ways out for come out, it take more time, it take more brain power, it take more skills, it take more cunning than what you think constructively. Because yes, you go get your entire cabinet as a leader for support you or where you want to do something way not good for the country. There will always be people on board. Where for their own self-interest, go willing for say yeah. Because in fact, I heard one time there was an incident between President Kaba and a small group of chiefs who came to Ram one time on a purely tribalistic basis, then suggest to and say he can hold on to power. Then he immediately said to them, there's some entrench, meaning some conditions and then at the constitution where he can't even dream for attempt for do that. When in time done, they go come out. But there were people who even suggest that to him. But he show the willpower, the fortitude for say, no, I'm not going to do that. The other problem with anything there is a reason why we get constitution. There is a reason why we get rule. There is a reason why we get a way where we behave. There is a reason why they say when you drive Motokana Road, you can't speed how you want. There is a reason why they say when somebody to cross the street, you can't bang them. I mean, so all in here, now we call law. Now, when the man would entrust that responsibility there, forbid the headman, forbid the driver of the country, when he decides, say, well, you know what? I want to commit suicide. Therefore, I don't care about all the people over there, not the boss or the driver. I go over the bridge and level for them because I want to kill myself. If forget say get other people and we end up killing. So anytime when a leader take upon himself for say, damn the constitution. The constitution means something to me only because a day for make a kind of power. But now we are in a power, I declare myself the constitution. I throw aside the constitution. Any leader like that, now leader will not care about the country. Now, extremely selfish person. There is not a single country in the world when a leader decide for cast aside, for put aside, not for follow the constitution, where commotion not go be. Commotion go take place even from within your own party, because even you, the leader of your own party, some people themselves get ambition for be president one day. So when you say you're not the come out, and then the only way, as soon as you say you're not the come out, then you get for breaking and broke one law after another law, after another law, after another law. So I agree with Mr. Ben Kelfala. A very dangerous hill down there, then they go down. Now, the reason I make the one day where they can run for be president, like this Conde man, na Guinea. Sometimes there are people who say a country gets the president where they deserve. But I don't think that's always true, but sometimes it is true. Because you see, Conde, he come now, all of the think about himself, even though I understand it in the 80s. The age where you for day wait for call for retirement, for begin count you the rest of your days. Anyone day they say things not good for them. But look the commotion where they set in the country. How can you claim you love your country where you not believe in order? You believe in disorderly behavior. Now, having said that, we have the experience something like that in America, even America. But this is which in the happen. So when one person decide not to follow that constitution, they will not get problem in our hand. So therefore, Mr. Ben Kefala is right in my own view. We forget, we need leaders then we respect the law. We need leaders that will look ahead. We need leaders that will think past themselves. In fact, a man like Conde, I don't even think he care for young Pekin and Grand Pekin them because he don't care which kind of wall, which kind of Guinea he go left for them. He just care for young today. That's when in the power. He go think say, if he creates all this confusion, as long as he in power is okay. But you get Pekin them, you get Grand Pekin them, and we self don't see Australian, what we get leaders, they want to think about the tomorrow, whether or not they're not at the scene, and then picking in the wonder, I wonder which kind of Australian Papa left for we. So we get with your experience in SALONE. But I don't know if the leaders there and they think say there will be a tomorrow. You know? Again, the only reason why people in Fokana power, that because you want to make a positive change in the lives of your people and your country. If not to your ambition, if not to your desire, and if you know, I mean, you might try your neighbor, but if not to your goal now, and if you go now for just kind of more, use power, thief money, create wealth where you not deserve. I mean, that is wrong. It is bad. It's short-sighted. We dare not declare in the country anywhere. And Sierra Leone, all we get for do, we get good countries in Africa, we can Falamakata. We get bad countries like Guinea, we can Falamakata. So I hope, like the other leader in Ivory Coast, where you say, because Uda be one for succeed them, no, and die or not they, therefore Ingo take the position back. So we have to be careful. So what would they vote for leaders in a SALONE? Every little thing about them will go watch. Because when you get that power, they're not to the same person.
Yeah.
Power, they change people. Money, they change people. You know, sometimes, now, well, I'm not going to say they change people. Anybody like Conde, like President Conde, now it all gets that deceptive characteristic in them. Mm-hmm. All the two with the money, what the power do now, it just bring out the crookedness out of them. But a lot of times what you will do, what will get money, a lot of times what you will do, what will get power. Now character, what will get in we. But we're not able for show them because we'll not get the power for show them. So when you give we power, if you not watch we way we pull or way we not get power, you can't give we power. Well, now we're going to misuse them. So somebody where you know your neighbor, when your party, when your brother, if not crook, nothing so if be president, it not going to be crook. You just get the power now for be a bigger crook. So let's remember that. So we get to consider character in people. Thank you.
That's true. Thank you so much, sir. That's true because who will put in power, they reflect, you know, whatever is inside. That's what comes out. That's what I usually say. Yep. So if thief man, cook na cook, it just be the way they're in the position. And Mr. Ben Kelfala in tweet again, I know so when I don't see him. It says since the end of the 90s, West Africa has been relatively peaceful. Constitutional manipulation for more than 2 presidential terms threatens the collective peace of the region. They say one successful in Guinea and then now in Côte d'Ivoire, which is Ivory Coast. It is I don't lost me. Yeah, okay. Oh, Ivory Coast. It is likely to develop into a dangerous contagion. Or let's say danger the looms, it is in the waking. So with a call and we hope say we president or whoever get for take power, not get for even think about Dande because that is not acceptable. So thank you again for that.
If I can make one more comment about that before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, waiting win Australian for try for avoid. If it can happen in other country, it go happen to we. We're not for which say happen to we.
Yes.
Now, make we get boss, we get a lawyer here, way for the think ahead. So now, then, for go back and review we own constitution in terms of term limit. From me, your humble position, the way the term limit law is written, that's Sierra Leone, it gets a big loophole because it not say you not go come back, as far as I know, like when President Nkrumah do go out now in a president, former president. I don't know if the law is clear that he does not have the right to run again. And that is the law clear to the extent that you can only be president once in a lifetime, or we'll just think, say, what we say, consecutive terms for 10 years, that means you're not going to be president again. But I don't think the law clearly states. So now, Ben Kelfala, the big guns then Australian, the legal scholars then, they need for to take a careful look at what the law is. And if it can be interpreted, if there is some degree of vagueness, which I suspect there is here, then for need for closed up loopholes. So when you be president, you know, say it's one shot. If you lose re-election, you're out for life. If you win re-election, that's the only second chance. After that, you cannot go take a break and manipulate the system and come back. So when we draw the law there, we try for prevent manipulation, because there always will be people with bad intention. We will take undue advantage of the system as it is, then go do everything within the law for bad purpose, for bad reason. Then go manipulate the law. With the CNIR, you know, we get a majority leader in the United States where he said the other day, he said, oh, all the confusion we would get, we would appoint this new judge to the Supreme Court, we do unconstitutionally. It's true. Because a lot of things they may do based upon gentleman's agreements. So this is the reason why when it comes to law, when it comes to running a country, there should be no gentleman's agreement. And when we draft laws, then they should be clear and unambiguous, clear as a day. You know?
That's a good point. That's a very good point you make right there. Because the law, like how you say, when you read them, it is so vague. Then left are open, the left loophole open. Say, person can be president for 2 terms. It will come back again for can be president. So then therefore make it clear for wipe that out. Make it let everybody understand instead of just leaving it open for interpretation like that widely and vaguely. That is a very good point, and that in a teen way we go get for come back again one day for can talk on then thing the day, but then law book the day when they put we just they left out vaguely. But now we come to this other bill where we see KKY and all the other cross party collaboration with the omnibus bill, the bill where they talk on how, you know, the woman, then they want so many percentage of women, then 30% at least of women, then we go there for on the government way equality to women. They also talk on the Tusim business for we where they oversee. Remember this big with Kande Yumkela in case where they the Tusim, even though that thing they be done did in the books, but they not be they apply them. But because Kande Yumkela come na the scene. They use it to see and pull another book, even then at the book, but we not really pay attention to and say it did it. So it bring them out, say this is what is going on. Also, we the within at the diaspora, we forget a voice because we are Sierra Leoneans. We are dual citizenship. It is our right. We not get for fly for go salon or day salon for vote. We can able them for make that law day where they go able secure we own vote. So we self your own vote and we self your own voice count. Because voting we should on we right and we civic duty as a citizen of a country, because people have died for it. People have been deprived of voting. They have fought and all sides at the wall now. Then they try for make them. So we self within at the diaspora. We never they now don't begin make and Ghana. They make and now the other country them. They don't begin implement that thing there. So then self they try for say no. So now we Kande Yumkela. We gain credit because we can say Kande Yumkela no they talk. What in the opposition they do, but this time it don't talk. So we glad for them and we want show now what he say. Una yeri una lo listen together with people. Them. We get the audio they play. We know I don't know if we get the audio they play.
We they work now with the government. We don't they work with the government for 2 years. Also with Honorable Chairman Majuba and a parliament on a bill where we call an omnibus bill. So it will be the first of in kind in this country. Omnibus bill, which means it get bokut in the inside. Number one, and the bill already did in a parliament. That we don't send in a parliament almost 6 weeks ago. We just they wait for the Honorable Speaker Gazetta. Number one thing we get, we want now let women then get 30% of the seats in a parliament and other elective positions. This is not new. The women's group don't fight for this almost 25 years. 2013, where I bring Madam Sherry Blair and I, we personally lobby His Excellency Ernest Bai Koroma on that one day. So we get a bill, we include that. The bill also, we want to open the political space. We no believe say correct for let people resign 12 months before then they contest. It's too much. We believe say for be 6 months. Then resign 6 months before election. Number 3, we also want for let with diaspora then they vote. We also want change the two sim. So this bill, State House don't help, we don't help, Honorable Cherno Maju don't help. In fact, recently, I go sit down with big brother, Alhaji Usman Yansane. He listen well, he gives some ideas. I say, okay, do you go brief His Excellency Ernest Bai Koroma. So again, this na constructive opposition, not to one man. This now we all now different, me and Honorable Emerson Lamina, self-discuss, instead they try for discuss with C4C. The bill already there. According to the law, that bill there now, since we don't send unto Honorable Speaker, then for Gazette time, so the public go also give their opinion. Now part of the requirement, now the constitution and withstanding orders. This now an example of constructive opposition. Because the president wants it, then a manifesto. Yeah? Other political parties want, and we come together for open up the political space. Imagine if we give women then 30% of the seat, they know they fed for this 25 years. We allow with diaspora. You know how much money diaspora they send now? Almost $250 million. Now boku money, then they send this country every year. We want to be like Ghana. We want to be like Guinea and others. Even Nigeria. I mean, remittance na Senegal na 3 billion. Nigeria na almost 8 billion. Within they send. We own, yes, the money small for us, but it big for the standard of this country. We budget na about $1 billion. So if the diaspora they alone they send almost $250 million, 300 million and $250 million, that's a lot of money. But now we they say, open up the political space. Let more young people they able come into politics. They not get for resign 12 months. Let more women then come. We don't see other countries. When you open the political space like that, you they see better thing they can at the country.
What's happening?
I have been muted. I'm sorry. I'm on. I say, yes, that was the voice of Dr. Kande Yumkela. And Dr. Kande Yumkela, now the NGC leader, and he have been presidential candidate, former presidential candidate, but he not win the presidency, but he then a parliament as a representative of the people. And we don't hear the word where they don't put forth, the bill where they don't put forth, where collectively they get boku thing the inside this bill, yeah, omnibus bill as they call them, where you know, for try, for put them forward, and we talk of we the diasporans, we talk of the contribution that we give. So we say forget voice. We get forget voice now we country, we get forget voice opening up to young people. And you know, you're watching that you take on it because it sounds good, it looks good. What's that you take on this move where a collaboration of opposition and members, the present party and the other opposition parties, them all the parties then come together as a collaborating group effort for put forth this bill, yes, sir.
Well, for me, I always favor progressive ideas. And to me, it's a good thing that the opposition, them collectively, come up with a progressive idea because it's beneficial to everybody. It will benefit everybody. The 30% thing when in the chalkboard for women, I think it's a good idea. It's not a bad beginning because we get a significant number of well-informed women. We does show them political savvy for serving the country. And I think, say, with the so-called percentage, I will hope that we know just based on that, but based also on merit, you know, but I'm all in favor of having a large number of women, because a country like Rwanda, I think they have up to 50%, and they are doing a fantastic job as far as we know. So that I'm in favor of. And as far as the other aspect of the bill, now for a long time, me and one of the people that would say, we're not going to ever make them. You know, and we have to remember, Sierra Leone, we still are not yet in the 21st century, even though we are in the 21st century. Everything we do, economically, structurally, and many other aspects, we are still lagging behind, you know. So waiting me to suggest, look at what Honorable Yom Kela mentioned. Well, we, the diasporans, them, of course, we send a quarter or more of $1 billion dollars back home. We sustain the economy to an unbelievable level and degree. And if money not be to go back home, definitely, we country, as well as some other countries, then, but we particularly, who have not been doing so well, we were not to do so well in terms of seeing the benefit of mineral wealth. Think, I don't know who's Australian go there, I don't know how people go there, I don't know how the country economy go there, if then remittances here not to go home for help people then. Even me, as I speak today, I've already sent money home today. So this is on a regular basis. So $250 to $300 million is not a small amount. Yes, Nigeria, according to Honorable Yom Kela, might be getting up to 8 billion, maybe more. But Nigeria, they get 200 million people. So even if then they send 20 billion, proportionately speaking, we own quarter or half billion, I think we do very well based upon just 7 million people. We are just a minute number of people in relation to just the city of Lagos has up to 30 million people. Just Lagos alone, one city in Nigeria, then get four times population. So $250 million to 300, that's fantastic. So it makes sense, and I welcome and I appreciate and I congratulate the opposition there now. And I will hope Parliament itself will begin to think in a progressive way. And I will hope the legal profession, as well as the medical profession, as well as the entire society begin to think in progressive terms. Is the idea of inclusion, not exclusion.
Yeah.
We get into this practice of excluding people. Diversity of ideas. Would have studied in America, would have studied in Russia, would have studied in China, would have to bring money from all them places and and that diversity, they go grow the country. Not to where we will come out to one part of the world, say, we don't want other people from the other side. Well, selfishness breeds nothing but backwardness. You know, and Sierra Leone, we're very good at that. We're not to think progressively, we're not to think collectively, we're not to think on a national scale. We're more into the cocoons of tribalistic, regionalistic kind of thinking. So this is a big step. This idea, and I hope Parliament go pass them, for letting realize the immense, the wonderful, the big, the huge contribution.
Yeah.
Where they call diasporans, meaning in plain English, it means the Australian and we know the SALONE, we're not tapping a SALONE where they overseas. Then they call bookman and they call we diasporans them. So we just want to let the people.
Then you see them.
Now we the one that will go home. We not they call we JC.
And we can't go to school, so they go back.
Yeah, but we the JC them. Now we they keep the country going. We will not there. If we stop for send money, trouble don't come for SALONE. Because SALONE not generate enough money for take care of one. So when I for look out for we the JC, now we the JC then they come below us. Now we the JC the one for open business. Now we the JC then for get access to, for encourage we for go back. In fact, Ghana then they ahead of we. Ghana then they even tap on the economic power of Black Americans. Let us remember, Black Americans have the highest income
Spending.
power of all black people in the world. Then they make more money than every country will get black man them. Even Nigeria will get 200 million. Okay? Ghana get policy. Why then they not only give citizenship to American blacks, then they give them land for free, let them kind of invest. And then thinking that they will for do, now even for engage in, try for tap or bring some money, bring ideas. There are a lot of wealthy, there are black billionaires. There are many black millionaires. They not get the money by corruption or by politics. They get genuine money. There are black scientists, professors. Think if we could just think progressively, bringing people ideas. Who's our go there the next 10 years? You know? And so now that kind of thinking, then we for engaging, not to how for begin for obstruct ourselves and block ourselves and shortcut the system, will not benefit anybody. Yeah, so that's what we get to say.
Thank you so much. I like that, the progressive ideas. We are in 2020, in the 21st century, but we still in the 19th century.
Yeah, struggling to get out of that.
Struggling to get out of that, kind of hole. And rightfully, like you say, Nigeria is about 208 million, 207.9 million people in Nigeria, which is a lot of people. So they do well for try for, because that means that we are not really selfish people. We think about we people back home. We think about we country. We love we country. Not of us say we don't love Sierra Leone. We love we country because that is where we feel comfortable. And as much as we have adopted all these homes and all these other countries, but still Sierra Leone is your first love. And we lack we country. That's why we put in thing there for help, for help develop. And so the people there should recognize us too. Even they setting us against one another. The politicians do set the diasporans against the JC them against the one they win a home base. They call them home base. They set us against each other. They say, oh, no, Sabinati, we're just they talking about, but we all feel the same pain. Even though now go feel more past we because now then I go, but women don't experience and women don't live so we they try for talk for the all thing go fine. So I'm glad for that they miss herself, I'm glad and we hope say Parliament go pass them. The phone lines are open with people them, but we go to the other topic. The main topic of today. But before we go to the main topic of today is go ask we a question. We see where President Bio in campaign 2018 for can be president. He tell the people say one law then at the book from 1965 when they don't pass the Public Act Law Part 5, the criminal libel law. He say it go pull and come out today. He say it go make sure it go fight and it go pull them. And we see in July 23, 2020, we see the bill go to Parliament. Parliament then vote say yes, let them pull and commodity. And then we see on the 25th of October, which now few days ago, about 5 days ago, we see the president officially sign that bill there. We can't to law say that bill there is no more in our books, which is good. We they can't to Dande because it's very important. But before we go to Dande, let we rub much small. We see on the same bill where President Bill say people get freedom of press, freedom for whatever, you go write at least your opinion, freedom of speech go there. We see the lawyer Sayomara, he put a tweet out on the after where President Biodon signed on the 25th, we see on the 26th, I want to put this bill up. We see Sayomara put a tweet. When they put a tweet, not too long, we see the Supreme Court put out a bench warrant for him. And Sayomara tweeting opinion. But then we see the court. So the question now become this is theory versus implementation. Now the question that I want for ask Mr. Shillon, because we go carry what the president say, we go carry what in this law, we go carry all that. But then we see this Mr. Sayomara in your case now, right after we see the Supreme Court. So is the Supreme Court ahead or superior to the law of the land, or in their own job now for interpret the law? Do they have the supreme right for just abuse them power and take charge and do things, and just because you don't like what somebody say, because we go here with President Biosiam. Say they don't talk all kind talk about them. They don't wait in and call them. Go here the British High Commissioner back. We say these things are part of democracy. But we get for doing with responsibility too. We as citizens, if we talk, we'll be responsible for what we say. But now we not just go maliciously for go damage person. But now we able for talk thing there when are the true for help government for let government grow. Or when we see something when all right now a department or an institution, now we able call them out. And we see this man tweet a tweet. Then we see the Supreme Court Supreme Court of Sierra Leone send a thing out there say they want him for because he don't say something where they don't like, so they get for go lock him up. So it can be you tomorrow. President Bill don't repeal the law, don't sign that into law. The executive, the legislative branch don't vote on them, they don't approve them, and they don't seal by the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, President Julius Maada Bio. Then now, one day later, because of a thing that a man right there, a lawyer, he's a lawyer, he knows the law, but yet he voicing opinion and in concern, but he was put bench warrant for him. So, Mr. Shillon, as a lawyer, how do you see this case? How do you see it, sir?
Well, here is my take on that. And my analysis or my opinion is purely shaped by Usai me study law, Usai I practice law extensively, and Witty I know, and Usai me practice law in law that influence the entire world, which is the United States of America. Now, my understanding, in a nutshell, Mr. Mara, the Supreme Court handed down a decision which originally had to do with the ACC boss and whether he rightfully was given the position and meet all the requirements and all of that. The long and short of it is the Supreme Court, the Sierra Leone Supreme Court ruled in a way where Mr. Mara disagreed. So Mr. Mara writes, or he writes short things, say, well, here we are again, and this decision seems to forget some political overtune, some political tune. And that may happen with the Samsumana and the Skuruma case they arise, where the very SALONE Supreme Court give a political instead of a legal decision. Okay? And which, because, well, let me put it this way. The Supreme Court, their responsibility to the country is no less than that of Parliament, no less than that of the President. We cannot be holding the Supreme, we cannot be holding Parliament, then feet to the fire. We cannot be criticizing or saying the President to do right. Then the Supreme Court or the judiciary is at liberty to do as they please. Then one of the major arms of the government is just like Mutuka. If three tires and then pump, the three wheels and the walk, one tire flat, the motor no go run right. If I no go run. The judiciary get for be in sync, which means the Supreme Court are then they in charge. Therefore, they're in sync with the rest of the movement in the country. Therefore, so we can't be holding Parliament accountable, we can't be holding one group. Then the Supreme Court is at liberty. So Mr. Mara, I understand, takes a position disagreeing with the Supreme Court. Well, to my understanding, one of the justices, maybe in concert or in agreement, but what you will know, one of the justices decides that he get the power for issue what you call a bench warrant. And a bench warrant means it's an order ordering the arrest of a person. Only because Mr. Mara get the nerve for expressing disagreement with the decision of the court. Okay, Well, here is the situation. I try my best for peruse or for go through what I know about for find some rules. We give the Supreme Court that power there. For say they are above criticism. For say you can criticize the president, you can criticize parliament, but the Supreme Court, they are the almighty. You can't criticize them at all. Almost like when you talk about the divine right of kings. You can criticize anybody, but we dare you for criticize the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has raised themselves above the law of the land. Because what they do so, they encroach on Mr. Mara in constitutional right of free speech. Being a lawyer does not take away your constitutional right. Being a lawyer not deprive you of expressing your political opinion and your view. The Supreme Court is basically saying they are above that. You can't criticize we. There was a time in the law when that, common law, this kind of thing, even at this country in America, where some justices that may feel that way there. But everybody has come to learn that no institution is above the law. You cannot override or encroach or dampen or stop somebody in right to free speech. So the question is, did Mr. Mara, as a citizen of Sierra Leone, a constitutional government, did he have the right to disagree with a decision and openly state so? Or is the Supreme Court above criticism, that they are beyond the reproach, that you can't say anything negative about them? I will hope, because this is a learning process, I will hope the Supreme Court staff or Judge Holloway himself or somebody of the bar in Sierra Leone cite me a law where say they get such inherent power for just cite or for order the arrest. In fact, this guy was incited. It was the order in arrest because he says something where the judges do not like. So I let somebody educate me on that for say, yes, he get a power there. Then if in fact he has such power, the next question would be, can the Supreme Court have such power? Will that be consistent with the spirit of the Constitution of Sierra Leone? Does the Constitution of Sierra Leone place limitation in free speech, particularly when it has to do with the courts? That will be the next question. I doubt that. So this is a very dangerous direction the country to go. And I hope I can prevail on the bar association that they should stand firm and try to begin to establish rules in this country. And I think a proper procedure, if they don't have any such procedure, the court, if it feels offended by the conduct of anyone, because when you say contempt of court, this man was not in the courtroom here. He was not like in violation of any order within the courtroom or courthouse decorum. It's just an expression we give. So what do we need to do? Like in this country, any court will issue what we call a show cause order, not an arrest warrant. We could deprive you of your constitutional right. Because the moment when you are arrested, your constitutional right is affected. This is what you don't understand, where they say that the Supreme Court get the original jurisdiction. When you arrest me from magistrate court, I go appear before magistrate, you say I can't raise my constitutional right. I get for wait take my case going to Supreme Court. Makes no sense. But the Supreme Court, even if they get such power, should be only the power to issue a show cause order. A show cause order is an order where the court can issue for say, we think say you don't do ABC wrong. I will summon you for kind of court, for can stand before we, and show cause why we not for cite you for contempt. The contempt should not have taken place before that attempt there. So they should issue a show cause order. So you get the show cause order, you come to court, and there are many ways this show cause order that are issued can be resolved. I mean, depending on who the lawyer hires, when I can do them in chambers, when I can do them in open court, when I can do them many ways. But that's how it goes. But you don't issue the arrest, an arrest warrant order. Then what is so strange about that? Shouldn't that have been referred to the Bar Association or the lower courts? Does the Supreme Court, because if you get the power to arrest, you get the power for convict. So does the Supreme Court have the power to convict this man and they find him in guilty of what he's being accused of? Can the Supreme Court send him to prison for X amount of time? Would that be constitutional by Sierra Leone standard? I'm not so sure. I think procedurally there's a whole lot wrong with it. And then not only that, constitutionally I think is wrong, because that is definitely an encroachment on free speech, which the Constitution guarantee not only Mr. Mara, guarantee every professional. Just because you're a lawyer, no then say you can't criticize the court. I mean, or you can't exercise your free speech. And the Constitution does not exempt the courts from criticism or from opposing view, because basically I'm not even sure he criticized them. I think he just stated an opposing view and a disagreeing view. So these are the implications. So the judiciary cannot just act as if they are so free that the Constitution not apply to them. It does. It applies to judges, it applies to Supreme Court. And while I'm on this subject, just for provocation, and for the bookman the way they in the legal profession. In fact, I take the position that we do not have a Supreme Court. We have an imaginary Supreme Court, because unlike a lot of countries that do have standing Supreme Court justices, we don't have any such Supreme Court justices. It's the Chief Justice who is the presumed justice, who by power vested in him can take other judges them from the High Court, from the Court of Appeals, put them together for listening to a case, and that group then will refer to them at that moment as Supreme Court. But there is no Supreme Court as such. There are no Supreme Court justices.
They're not fixed judges. They just choose.
Yeah. So
when they want to speak.
Standard system. They need for standing judges who are called Supreme Court justices, who should be dealing with matters. And then, of course, how you appoint them is a different procedure. I get my own view. But I don't think Sierra Leone as such really get a Supreme Court. They love the phrase Supreme Court. But I will argue, and again, and I say this in an educational process, and it's a good thing, the profession, I welcome opposing views. And I like to be convinced that we indeed have a Supreme Court. But in reality, we get an illusionary Supreme Court, but there is no real existing Supreme Court in Sierra Leone.
Well, we got a lot to fix. I don't get a lot for fix. Like we say, the struggle continues, but we're hopeful. That's why we're sitting here talking, spending our time with Una, with people them, and for the talk. So the phone lines are open. What Una do so far, Una can join in the conversation. But let we go to this topic here, so where we they ask the question. And like I've been done, do the first one, I say 1965. I know say Mr. Shillon gets the history, a little bit history, a quick summary. We're going to give you a 2-minute quick summary, go give you of what be happening in 1965 when they bring this law come in. And this law don't they government after government, people they don't promise pull on, they don't pull on. But we say kudos to the BO government, because it don't do waiting it become promise we now one of the promise they done there, and one of the thing where journalists them they talk say they get for pull on at the books because they're not able for write freely, they're afraid because they will go lock them up if they talk within the government of the day not let. So President Bio at least it don't do something good for the people where it been promise. It don't write na history say na him being pull na him being repeal na him being whatever you want call na him being be waiting, but don't sign the bill. So signing of the bill, we have a caller on the line. Okay, let me just finish my thought quick here. Signing of the bill, is it good for promote good democracy in Sierra Leone? Is this the beginning of good democracy in Sierra Leone? Is it the good thing where they're called? So we'll take the quick caller, then we go play the video, then I will come to you, Mr. Shillong, because I want to let you I want to let you set the stage before we play the video, why they be bring this 1965 bill where Parliament sit on pan in July this year, Parliament sign them, and the few days ago, 5 days ago, President Bill signed them into law, say no more in our book. So let me take the caller. Good evening, caller. What's your name and also you call from, please?
I'm Lawrence Fox. I'm calling from London. SALONE.
Yes, Mr. Fox.
One thing na kanda imkela and take.
Okay.
It is nice for foreigners to vote, but we don't know the issue in a SALONE. Some people know it take 30, 20 years. You then they vote, people then they think say APC SLP not good for SALONE. We need a third force. So we're not able to understand it. So the first way Parliament would do is allow diasporans any side in the world, make them get a say in a SALONE, that is, be in the legislature, be in the executive arm of government. If you look how much billion will they contribute, how much billion leons will dollars will they contribute at SALONE. First take that.
Okay.
You understand that take there? First take that. Okay. My second take is the Supreme Court. You see, then they take advantage of the people in our SALONE too much. SALONE the Tiwa in advantage, not too much. They're taking advantage of the poor people. For as God they go aside with they not necessarily call them for go. They not necessarily get police go wait second and they go to police station go attack. The government only talk nothing. A Supreme Court. The role of the Supreme Court, like how Mr. Shillong they say, the role of the Supreme Court, where they bring like the Supreme Courts are like a case that we don't come out of the magistrate court. They arrange judges and for listen to that case, we don't come out of the magistrate or high court. If we're going to Supreme Court, but Supreme Court sometimes they go because the lawyer talk. So the Supreme Court, the order, is the judiciary above the law of Sierra Leone? Is the judiciary not supposed to be criticized? But now the judiciary is not responsible for the rebel one at SALONE. But the TRC report to tell you. SALONE. How SALONE don't they so? What is SALONE they go to so? Not to totalitarian states, not to autocratic states. And then question would they ask so? Yeah? And then tell what they ask so. So, the second take, Dandy. The third take, because I really want to talk about a new take just now. Fadima, which we talk about just now, sorry. We talk about.
Okay.
So, you talk about something going to the talk. Sorry?
Yes. Is it promoting the signing of the thing? Is this the beginning of promoting democracy in Sierra Leone, freedom of speech?
No, democracy not in a SALONE. Darling, democracy not there. Because the same government that tell you see there is a state of emergency we are in the auditor general not for go audit COVID fund money we then give them. But they can audit you at any time. Auditing is a process. They can audit you at any time. It's a process where they can audit you. But democracy that don't look at no democracy
Mr. Fox, with the state of emergency, Mr. Fox, just a second. With the state of emergency, we don't discuss and I say the constitution, they don't pull on a corner. Once you're under state of emergency, the constitution of Sierra Leone, that is the danger where we been see with parliaments then give to this administration where Priscilla Schwartz been go up there, go ask for. And then without thinking of waiting for happen and whatever, we see that then approve the state of emergency. So we get for day under the state of emergency. So in the state of emergency, they say the constitution, they want the way Sabi pass, we say the constitution, not the function, it's like they apart. And I know say a voice on social media, you get your own platform.
Yeah, I can make for differ. Yes, I can make for differ.
Okay.
It's a health emergency. Health, anything related to health. The lawyer didn't there, he will tell you back. Health emergency, state of health emergency. Anything related to the health emergency, related to COVID. A person not put in face mask. But inside, if you can't go back to court, and the court for decide. So state of emergency not means a totalitarian state in which anything you don't talk about, you talk about, then the arrest person go carry you in jail. No. It not means the person rights. London second state of emergency, health emergency. The police get powers for arrest under the health emergency, and it's related to the health. Not the total state of emergency. Say person of can dance in the streets now because they say state of no. Those lawyer did they would interpret them for you. The state of emergency is a health emergency. A total state of emergency when you say you suspend the constitution and a different from health emergency.
Okay, that was a different one than going to parliament. So are you telling us they go for a different one at parliament, not in the health emergency?
Obviously, yes. Ask the lawyer before you go tell you that. They went for a state. Ask I go tell you, Daniel, you so.
Okay, Mr. Shilon.
Health emergency, COVID-19. Regulatory framework for COVID-19. Just like in London. Regulatory framework. Imagine now they can go under lockdown. If the Prime Minister don't announce, I get for going to Parliament for go seek redress for allow anything we get for deal with COVID.
Okay.
So let me say the constitution of
Thank you, Mr. Fox.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I know say Mr. Fox now voice, he getting voice, and he says getting platform on social media, and he say SALONE. I make him they say SALONE. I own show down the way they promote your voice, your rights as Sierra Leonean for talk waiting in my mind. So, Mr. Shilon, make reference to you on the emergency thing because...
Well, yeah, but I'd rather just deal with that in the context of what you be asked the last question about the law where the president signed. You know, whether that is a good thing towards democracy. That should be the question, Andy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Of course, this Public Order Act, it had been in existence since 1965. Think of how long ago that was. You know, we did talk about some good, maybe 65, 66 years. You know, this Lord of the Empower. Way back as where Prime Minister Albert Magai was in power. Now, then I was a teenager. I was in high school. And I remember, but I had interest in politics. So I always can read the newspaper and keeping up with what's going on. And then politics was very interesting at that time because we had a newly emerged democracy. We just get independence 1961. Then we forced Prime Minister Milton Magai, only ruled for about 2.5 to 3 years, then he died. Then Sir Albert took over, I think, in 64. Then the first general election was supposed to come in 67. So everybody be try for find the space. So we just begin to know what democracy is like, the give and take, the back and forth. So, and then at that time, there were some effective journalists then. Mainly, the main one was like Ibrahim Chaki, who was the editor for Leone. Then, of course, in those days, you also have Sam Mesga for the SAPP one, and you will get a lot of other prominent politicians then, and we will get some other standard newspaper. Now, that law came into effect because Sir Albert was really trying to suppress free speech. It was difficult for him to take criticism, and people like Ibrahim Chaki were not only criticizing her, or even Shaka Stevens, they were all the big guns going after him. But they also, like Ibrahim Chaki, they were so bold in journalism. I remember where Ibrahim Chaki can refer to Sir Albert as Fat Albert, you know, and he put a big one on his paper and everything. So whether name calling was part of free speech at the time, or whether because in a public figure you can call them any name. So Sir Albert was using the power of the office and the Attorney General's office, the Attorney General at the time, who was Bertha Macaulay, for come up with laws. Then that's how the law they come into effect for clamp down on the increase and journalists were being arrested then. They were being detained. But again, we had a very sound judiciary then, or a much better judiciary than we have now. So when you arrest these people, you take them to court, the government better be prepared for move forward with the case. And there were sound lawyers then, like T.S. Johnson, the T.S. Johnson type, who will be willing to go toe-to-toe with Bata Macaulay, and the other government lawyers then. So, but ever since, and this was ever since then in 1965, this law just stay in the books. So other government, them, even the Nkrumah government, they don't want them. They use them sparingly. They use the law sparingly. They don't get rid of them. They don't repeal them. What you say? They don't get rid of the law. So it's a big deal. We of all people, and just think of how old President Bill was in 1965. When that law they go into effect. He was yeah. So now here's the guy Nainge for repealer, which I think is a giant step forward. Is an age of progress and enlightenment. So I think it's great movement towards democracy. So the answer to the question is yes, I think it's a wonderful day. The irony of it is, at the time when President Bill signed this law, now all of a sudden you get a Supreme Court, they do exactly what in the law they say you never do by citing somebody just because they say something to like. Because this is a pattern, then they go say you commit libel. And generally speaking, the progressive aspect of that, there still should be libel laws, but they should not be criminal. If a journalist deliberately, maliciously try to destroy somebody, and again, it's a fine line, because if you're a public figure, you are more open to attack and criticism, sometimes even some untruth. But if it is based on reasonable suspicion, it may be wrong, but you just cannot able for just sue somebody and get away. But the criminal aspect of libel, that definitely is a good step for abolish that. People shouldn't go to jail because you say something were untrue.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
I agree to that.
Why shouldn't you just find the person or allow people and for sue each other, but for lock somebody up? So this is a giant step forward. This is a great thing in the country. So I give the president kudos on that too. Yeah. And Parliament, of course, and Parliament has a big hands in it. So all the parliamentarians who voted for it, even those who voted against it, I give Parliament a lot of credit. This is what they should be looking into. Go back, revisit some of them irregularities here, and try to bring Sierra Leone in line with modern day countries. And again, I just happen to be in America, but Sierra Leone doesn't have to be looking to America. There are many other countries that emerged from British rule: Singapore, Malaysia, Israel. We get a lot of examples for look at for bring the system up to date. Forget about America, England, France, and all these other countries, But we have a lot of examples ahead of we can follow, and these countries are doing extremely well. The law, no country could progress economically without a sound judicial or legal system. So we must remember that. No country could progress without that. If your court system rotten, I don't care how much bookman them you want to get. I don't care if everybody in the country gets 60 PhD, we will not go anywhere. Americans will say, you ain't going nowhere. I tell you that. Okay. Yeah. So with the legal system is part and parcel, is hand in glove with the overall system. So when we talk about corruption, when we talk about progress, when we talk about civil rights, by implication, the courts, the Attorney General's office, we're talking about them all, not just the politicians. The politicians are just one aspect or one component of the entire body.
Yeah, we need separation of powers here. We need separation of powers, and everybody for doing work and doing right.
Yep.
Yeah, to the thing. But we get a caller. Let's take one caller, then we'll play this. Let's take one of the callers, then we'll get some calling. But let's just take one caller right now. Caller, good evening. What's your name and who should I call from, please?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Janet. It's a call from Holland.
Hello, Madam Janet. How are you, my sister? Welcome. And
I'm
what
fine.
you get?
Thank you so much. I want to tell our lawyer thank you because he dedicated you so much. May God give you the strength for continuing the car every week for giving very me. I like how we the Canada program there because I learn a lot of things about the past, the time when we not born, you know, and he lost them and he light we would understand. Even the common man we not sabi talk English if they understand. And may God bless her for that. I want come at Dr. Yukeda. What he bring her, what he say, what he talk, I don't know. I'm happy and number two, I'm not happy. The good, the signs are happy, we don't talk them. But I don't know what's going to go practice that because the government they talk thing, they need to use them. And this diaspora is something not to issue. Now something we be say we for vote, and now something we for them forgive we own saying because they do lot of diaspora. They do lot in Africa. When it comes for talking, we get with time. We get to work the way they do, but we get with time for love with people. Then for make we go do things there, and for send for people the money and that, and for talk anything what we able for talk. And diaspora don't do bokutin na Africa. But the Africa people, they need to see that. And they foresee that now because you cannot open more, don't talk and say, we they spend so amount, young that the diaspora is there. And number two, I think say Mr. Bio for don't do that because Mr. Bio no say that diaspora put a younger. Mr. Bio no begin nothing. Mr. Bio now because of the support, now he make a day under today. Most of all these politicians in Africa, not only Sierra Leone, the honor diaspora and put them. If you not see today, Nigeria team up, all that come out when Nigeria come on, not diaspora na sponsor them. That diaspora na sponsor them. Let us tell you so today. So if they not give the woman the power, na Salone a small continent, Sierra Leone, Burkina Faso, the minister where they be, na woman. The minister of woman then na Burkina, na woman. Abidjan the same thing. Not to say what they tell you now, and they tell you now because I don't know. They are my friends. They are my direct friends. And I speak to them direct there. You understand? So I know this. And I small girl then. Small girls they're like me age, you know, even 40. What did they do well in the country? Salone are just a 7 million. It just be like you get 2 Peking and 10 Peking. Salone get 2 Peking, you know, you will you will tackle the major problems in the Salone. It's sorry, it's painful. Just like Mr. The lawyer they speak. He says Salone will not even come to the 21st century, and that's true. It's right. You're not gonna ever know unless you begin travel to different countries. Them where even the population even smaller than Salone. Now you gonna know say we still the BN. From the minute where you come out, you go and travel, go to other countries. Then I'm telling you, you know they see Salone at the map for anything. And we'll for try for me what is and what are they able to do? What are they able to do down there? And most of the presidents in Sierra Leone, they don't come on at diasporas. They don't go to all them countries today. The Africa country, they don't leave. They get people then they get friends then they see. And when they come at Salone, they know they practice what they see. Then it's painful. I really happy what Mr. You cannot say. I don't know if they get for practical. I don't know if they're going to use them. Because they talk, they don't do anything, you know. So now then I'm your input for today.
Thank you, my sister Janet. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you very much, madam. It talk just the question where everybody we get the theory, then the implementation, how for imply how they do what they do to and you know that is a thing that you know the things some of them are in the books, but they know they follow by what in the book say. And if we not do that, if we not get plan, if we not get goals, if we not get anything what we deal with, if there are no plan, there are no goals, and people are not follow the law, and then they go by the law, it is going to be hard for we for progress and go. Progressive mind will therefore think like how we sister Janet from Holland say, young people are taking over young African people. That's why I made an audio about 2 years ago. I say I want a woman. I will support a woman that I know can handle Sierra Leone. Because it's about time that we have a woman that could stand up and rule, because I believe in a woman can make it happen. I know they say man, they know they make them happen, but a woman has a special touch for make them able for what they call. If I get a good, strong woman that I believe in, young, progressive mind, somebody who I not say gets the fortitude, I will stand, I will campaign, I will go on the ground, I will go host to host, door to door, for make we get a new woman, a young, youthful somebody where bring fresh idea, fresh things to the politics of Sierra Leone. You know, I mean, thank you, my sister. Thank you so much. And let me play what Mr. Bio, President Bio say on the signing of the thing. Then we'll go Yeri, the British High Commissioner, what he say. And then after that, it go kind of long a little bit, but we're not going to go all team per President Bio. We're going to just go like a few minutes into President Bio. Then we go jump into the guy, the British High Commission. Then we go talk of a young journalist, because I say all the journalists, where we don't go through this law, we're glad where this law they don't pull under the book. So now just make quick week.
SALONE Broadcasting Corporation SABC, where we go just beyond the ordinary daily news reports about the office of the president. My name is Hawa Mostiri. In this week's edition, President Julius Maada Bio gives assent to the repeal Part 5 of 1965 Public Order Act. The president has also commissioned over 30 infrastructure sub-projects in Kaine and Moyamba districts. And Commissioner General of the National Revenue Authority talks about his institution's reform. These and more lined up for you in this edition of the presidency. President Julius Maada Bio has said that civilized and democratic countries cannot be seen as jailers of journalists when journalists exercise their professional responsibility to report objectively and ethically. President Bio made the statement during the symbolic signing of the repeal of Part 5 of the Public Order Act of 1965 at a well-attended ceremony here at State House in Freetown. The process of repealing the Part 5 of the criminal libel law commenced in July last year, where the Ministry of Information, in collaboration with the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists and other partners, worked very hard for that particular part to be expunged. As it has been repealed by the House of Parliament a few months ago, citizens have now been waiting for it to be signed by the President, which has been done on the 28th day of October 2020. President Julius Maada Bio noted that the criminal and seditious libel law was simply a bad law, as the law presumed that persons arrested were guilty even before they were tried, adding that truth cannot be a strong defense or any defense at all, he noted. With the application of the law, he stated, everybody involved in the production and dissemination of the alleged libelous publication or broadcast could be liable for summary prosecution and imprisonment.
To which bad government persists by avoiding scrutiny. They believe that they thrive when they cast every statement from journalists that is critical of them or seek accountability as hostile and posing a clear and present danger on their power, threats to the security of the state. Bad government foster a climate of silence and fear. They prevent scrutiny of their tenure and actions as leaders. But we have made a commitment to the people of this country that we will foster a culture of good governance and accountability. We therefore made a firm commitment from the outset that we will remove all laws that will chill free speech. Enforcing criminal libel laws contravenes international democratic governance practices. It contravenes international human rights treaties to which Sierra Leone is a signatory, including Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Article 19, subsection 3 of the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights. All of those international commitments condemn limitation to the right to free speech. But the impetus for removing the law has also come from within Sierra Leone. A criminal libel law infringes the letter and spirit of the fundamental rights to the freedom of expression of the press as provided for in Section 25 of the 1991 Constitution of Sierra Leone. In its annual report, the Human Rights Commission of Sierra Leone had recommended that the criminal libel law be expunged from our laws. The last convened Constitutional Review Committee had also recommended for the law to be removed. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission report of 2004 also strongly recommended for the criminal libel law to be removed. So what we have done is therefore not unprecedented. It is not about scoring political points or ticking boxes for an international checklist on democratic governance. It has been informed by our unique history, a blameworthy past, and my government's fervent belief that we must break with the past towards a more open, participatory, and accountable democracy. True to our promise, my government has already undertaken to legislate into existence a permanent and independent commission for national cohesion, forge a closer working relationship with civil society, strengthening community engagement, and strengthening local government. And we are also supporting the growth of the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, SLAJ. So along with striking out a bad law, what we are doing as a government in totality is about strengthening our democracy as a whole. Obviously, there have been naysayers both within the government and among the general public. They have argued, and understandably so, that removing criminal and seditious libel law will open the floodgates of irresponsible and unethical journalism. As we have seen in this country, a few rogue elements could stop at nothing to freely slander and destroy the reputation of government, officials, and citizens. Some have done so for money, favors, because of their narrow partisan or ethnic inclinations. There have been toxic partisan platforms for political propaganda, vindictive persecution, rumor-mongering, and speculation about people's personal lives and motives, and even ethnic innuendos. The impact of that sort of journalism has been to widen cracks and fault lines in our country, and we don't need that at all. Yes, I know the feeling. For years, I was reported to own phantom million-dollar businesses in Ghana and an unending stash of dollars and pound sterling in foreign accounts from Hong Kong to the Caribbean. That is not to mention personal attack on my person, my family, career, service, ethnicity, work, and even more. So I understand why citizens will feel more vulnerable to this sort of journalism. But that would be assuming that citizens will always misuse democratic freedoms. As I've maintained, the criminal libel and seditious laws chill free speech, undermine the free expression of all civil liberties, and denied space for legitimate investigative journalism, and so on and so forth. Government should be open to more scrutiny, not less. Equally so, what we need is not to criminalize perceived irresponsible behavior, but to create a space for citizens to experience the alternative, responsible, objective, investigative, and the professional reporting of events. I've always argued that the repeal will unshackle free speech, expand democratic spaces, and consolidate our democracy. It will open up the space for the growth of the media industry in our country. Professionalism will be enhanced, and the best and the brightest, and more women especially, will be encouraged to work their trade. There are still sufficient traces, mechanisms for the odd rogue elements anyway. Media houses will be encouraged to abide by their editorial guidelines. Courts may still consider private civil libel lawsuits, as have been stated by the Minister. The Independent Media Commission will enforce the media codes of practice, and the Slight Disciplinary Committee will ensure the highest level of professionalism in its ranks. For a start, my government will review the cases of all persons facing charges of criminal and seditious libel under the old law. My government will also support an investment conference on the media with a view to supporting enhanced private sector investment in the media. I expect more interagency collaboration on opening up opportunities in the media for more women to actively participate in the journalism profession. I also expect more dialogue among government, civil society, and communities on what freedom of speech in its entirety means and how it supports good governance in our country. So I will conclude by thanking everybody who has contributed throughout this exceedingly long historic fight. We cannot name everybody, so thank you all for fighting to repeal this obnoxious law. By continuing to strive to open up guaranteed spaces for the full participation of unfettered voices, we will deepen our democracy. By protecting and guaranteeing free speech and freedoms, we will encourage a vigorous culture of scrutiny and debate that is good for the future and the development of this country. On that note, I congratulate the media and Sierra Leone for bringing to an end half a century of an obnoxious law. Thank you.
Minister of Infantry open for business and investment.
Experience from around the world shows that a more independent media nearly always leads to greater investment from home and overseas, as it encourages greater participation by the people in political and economic debate and allows for more accurate information to be made available to everybody who wants to participate in your country's political and economic life. Democracies which are more open to media and in which government, parliament, the courts and businesses and civil society and other institutions are subject to public scrutiny will also have a more responsible approach towards spending, a better informed public on policy and fiscal decision making. A free press boosts economic growth, development and prosperity. This is all the more important here now in 2020. At a time when the government, your government, Your Excellency, indeed all of our governments, are grappling with the effects of the global coronavirus pandemic. with the economic and social challenges posed by that pandemic, as well as other critical issues that we face, such as climate change and achieving sustainable growth. A more informed media will be crucial to overcome all of these challenges. The UK and many of our international partners that are joining us here today have a long history of vibrant and independent media, underpinning the values of our own democracy. I'll be honest with you, Your Excellency, it's not comfortable sometimes. Democracy is not easy, nor is free speech. And I think many of my colleagues in this room can testify to that on a daily basis. But we do believe passionately that people must be able to discuss and debate issues freely, to challenge their governments and institutions peacefully and within the law, and to make informed decisions, supported by access to information provided by a strong, robust and independent media. It is also an opportunity for those of us who are officials, or bureaucrats and politicians to listen to what the media and the people are telling us. That is an important part of that process. The UK, working with many of our international partners, many of whom are here today, have continued to support the development of an independent media around the world, and of course here in Sierra Leone, working with you, Your Excellency, and many of the officials and media representatives here in this room today.
Deputy Minister of Information and Communications, Mamadi Gobe Kamara, commended President Julius Maada Bio.
So it's our time to give back to the nation by way of practicing responsibly and abiding by all the ethical standards of journalism.
I'm so happy that this law is repealed today, because I have been a victim of that law. 2 times I was arrested and locked as criminal, CID. The first time I spent 10 days there. Another time they arrested me, I spent 2 days at Penamba Road prison. So I should be one of the happiest journalists today that that law is no longer in existence. That other journalists will never suffer from it. So I'm so happy about it. The president also signed into law the IMC Act 2020, which has given us now, empowered us. No longer the press, the public refers to IMC as a total bulldog. They are giving all that power to regulate the press as effectively as possible. And we are going to do it now, because what happened? We have a lot of good journalists in this country, but the few ones are destroying the essence of the profession. So now, we are now prepared. This law has given us the opportunity to regulate the press the best way that will satisfy the public.
President just
with President don't say, Mr. Shillon, I know say we get call of them, but just what you get for say, because we don't hear. And instead don't talk, say, a victim of that. People get right for speak. People then get right for talk. But, sometimes we have people that do go maliciously and damage people them. But people get right for call the government. The government get for listen to the media. The government get for listen to the people and cry and concern and try for fix and how do they move forward. So, Mr. Shillon, sir.
Well, like I said earlier, it's a very, very good law. It's just surprising, just as the president or President Bio himself say, it's over half a century. That law they don't have the book. They turn with them pass and they don't say not a good law, but Sierra Leone they try to offend then you footing in the international sphere, because we'll be just newly emerged from independence about 4 years early. So we'll be trying to determine which democracy feels like. But just like the British High Commissioner said just now, democracy is not easy. It gets so many components, and a lot of times part of the fundamentals of democracy, the right to criticize those in power. So what democracy does, it trains the mind how you will get power for all and jail and ruin a person or a family how not for do that with all that power the way you get. In essence, that's what democracy is about, or that's what it is, you know, because you get the powerless, they chastise you for almost everything you do. And democracy say, with all your power, you for answer the powerless without misusing your power or taking advantage of your power or trying to destroy that person there because you get the power. You know, so it takes a lot of maturity. It takes a lot of understanding about the power where you hold. It's just something like when you're extremely strong, then somebody who weak, but you get a lot of mouth. And they go tell you things then where you know, say, you can able physically destroy them. But what do? Do you say this, well, I know say I can eat and want him and kill him and do that and kill him? Or do you say, he just not understand the power I get, but me know the power I get? You know, I know say if I strike at him, I go damage him. So since all in the doing for talk, I go make a talk. Americans then get so insane. It may not always be true, but this is the saying they have. They say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Okay, now words do hurt.
They do hurt.
To reach that level, they for make you say words not for hurt you, you cannot be thin skin, you get for be thick skin. Yeah. So that's what democracy. Democracy, they move away from being thin skin to being thick in skin. So you make words, you say, okay, and I talk nobody to talk. I'm not going, you know, get any damage on me. Because if you look at the other way around, then you will misuse your democratic power. So what the president be able to do so in a simple term or simple form is a wonderful thing for a country like SALONE. Even though me believe say for too long or for not past this stage. And the reason make I feel so, we look we self as Africans and we keep putting we self at the back of the bus. But we have to remember that once upon a time, we were in front of the bus. Mm-hmm. We take ourselves for granted and say we're all Africans, but once upon a time,
we were in front.
The Africans pass way. Now them they look up to. Now we're gonna be the most exposed because Sierra Leone will get this unique history. A lot of first black Anglican bishop, first black. I mean, we talk about worldwide. We own a lot of first in doing so many things. First country where aeroplane can West Africa. First country forget the alliance. First country forget train. First country forget so many first. Double-decker bus, because we were the shining light. Mm-hmm. We were the shining.
Also university too.
Yeah, we were the Athens of West Africa. Now people in the camp can't get education. Yeah. Now this small Sierra Leone, they borrow people them for go Nigeria, baby Nigeria. Ghana,
in their courts,
Kenya, and Tanzania, Uganda. Now Sierra Leone, they can't get people away land book, we get knowledge, we do which man train for go retrain people them. So this was once the Sierra Leone was the shining city on the hill. We were such a great nation. So now I make a lot of times, I just don't want for Phil say, just a baby step is a giant step. Let us not fool ourselves. Because Sierra Leone, unfortunately, what we've done over the years, we've taken one step forward, 3 steps backward. One step forward, 3 steps backward. So we continue to go behind. Mm-hmm. Because so we don't go behind too far from being from the front. So with all this, when we can look at we now with the hail this kind of law. But after about 60 years of independence, we should have long gotten rid of a law like this. Now books. Now we forbid the country where other countries them for the look at for say if Sierra Leone can do this, we can do it. But now we are so far behind. But again, Americans say better late than never. Yeah. So even though we're behind, but we're making progress, very slow progress. But let us not misunderstand that progress, the slow progress we will make is the necessary progress we will need. No, we'll do more than we do.
We need for leap with crawling.
Yeah, progress. What people don't understand, we thought the way you think, what you plan for yourself. Now, in the progress, not so much, because if you think about something, you go able to do them.
Yeah.
You know, all the countries that they admire, now because they look into the crystal ball, then see themselves as what they can be. Yeah. So we on progress. Now the way we for remember, we get for change our way of thinking.
Well, this is why I came one time and I said this, and people come at me for that. I said, we need a radical change. We need a radical leader. I said it sometime last year. People think, oh, I need somebody violent. No, it's not about violence. It's the way you think. It's your thought process. It's the way you move or make things happen, and you have to make it happen. You know, in some things, you have to what you say, you have to do. You have to let it happen. One strike you have, there's no room for error. Just like you say, we are so behind. There is no room for error. We get for take leaps, and we get for look into the crystal ball. Where do you see yourself? And forget there, we have to have a leader. And I see one of my sisters, and why they talk on a woman leader, Flourish Johnson say, Madam Fadima, I will nominate you. No, my sister, I feel honored and humbly, but I will say, I don't want that job. I will be an advisor to a president, a leader, but I cannot take that job because I'm mentally all messed up in my head. Don't mind me, as you don't know, medications help me to function right now, but I cannot take all that responsibility. It's too much stress for me. But I can be like an advisor, like a little coach for this person. We want radical change. We want a change that will make the leap that we need for Be Usai We Day. And things have to happen. People have to, from the people that are taking charge to the people on the ground, to the Sierra Leoneans, to us, our mentality, everything, we get a radical shift. That's what we need. Because for us to get there, because we are so behind, just like I said, we were the first of everything, but we are so behind in everything. Everything, you get people then, we look at, they can play this video of the forest guards versus the police. What is that behavior? What is that? You say they don't train the people them for go say, okay, when I go look for people that we get a minister, Sandy, where they complain, say they take people, then now they don't go train certain individuals where supposed to be a watchman for go look and see and make sure whatever they see, they go report them, or maybe I don't know if they have the right to give citations or whatever and all that stuff. Then we see the destruction. We see the destruction of what he can do and what he happened. And that is unacceptable. That is so unacceptable. These are people that have been trained to serve the people, but yet they go to destroy, and then the police, they're not getting no respect for the Sierra Leone police, because the Sierra Leone police themselves no respect themselves. So, and I see the new police commissioner, they try for say, you know, they will make law and order, they try for bring peace. But because the police, because the institutions have been so left behind in a drain, people don't have respect for them no more. That is why you have guards, forest guards, where they're not even police, they're not even for law enforcement, but just for go watch the forest and make sure for keep the forest together and keep the side, and let them not go, let people not go bill outside and not for bill and all that kind of stuff. Then we see the rudeness, we see the misbehavior, and nobody is accounting for that. Nobody is being punished for that. Nobody has, all those people, that's why I said we need a radical day. All those people should have lost their jobs by now. Every one of them will go out there and misbehave like that. You don't need them. There are many unemployed people that you can give jobs to. Many unemployed Sierra Leoneans waiting. Why therefore keep them people in there? Because these are disaster for chaos. We have to be mindful. We have to be watchful. We have to be careful, because this is not going well. We see all this lawlessness, all people taking power into their own hands. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. We can put the video on, let us watch and see what we talk.
Let me just make a quick comment.
Yes, sir.
Where you say people say and when you use the word radical, I think sometimes people can misunderstand. Like you say, radical not necessarily mean violent change, or it don't mean a show of violence. Radical means a significant departure from the normal way of doing things. So for example, it could be a radical change if we implement hourly wage. You're not going to do with violence, but you could begin pay people by the hour for put an assessment on what people the labor worth per hour. That would be a radical change from what you get now. Maximum full-time hours, because we know, say in Sierra Leone, for example, if you're not a driver, you go work 8 o'clock in the morning, you are there as long as the boss wants you to be there, unless you do work
till midnight sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes they did it till midnight. Well, if you reduce the hour to 8 hours, beyond that you get for pay the driver so much, that would be a radical change. But no violence is being used. So people need to understand sometimes the adjective people use not necessarily imply what they think. So, and I'm in agreement with you. We need radical change because a lot of things that we're doing and call for significant changes. We can't talk about police corruption. We cannot talk about police corruption if we don't determine what it takes the average police family for do certain things. These are some of the things. So you can't say, oh, policemen and they take bribe when they make less than what it takes to put food on the table. So we need radical change. So there are a lot of changes there, but radical, in my view, I understand that to mean significant departure from a normal way of doing things.
Yes, I know that because I get the argument. I try to explain to some people, but sometimes, not to say you better pass people, but the level where you there for thinking, the level where some people it's not clicking sometimes, for let them understand. But it will take time for let them get what I say, because like, you were saying, increase wages. I not say the tell where President Koma been there, former president been there. I know say that we make the minimum wage, or not the minimum wage, for pay like domestic workers and some of their stuff that they kind of try to increase them, but I don't think they're implementing that. And people, just like you say, if the money not good, bribe go make corruption go there, everything go there. People have to survive, so they go into those kind of things for do what they do. That is not right, and that is not acceptable. In as much as it kind of what's in a call, because when President Bio been start, he did something that I cheered on and I was excited about. It begin go do unannounced inspection at the job then, because we know for the longest time people are there going to work, but they're supposed for them to work 8 o'clock. They're not going to work till 12, 1 o'clock. They're not going to work 7, but then they pay them every day. When he started that, when he did that, I was like, yeah, that's good. That's the change, But hey, after that, he just went silent. He just went dead. I was like, what is wrong? What is this? Where is this coming from? Where President Bio? We hear him, things happen. We're not a yari. I guess some of these things you have to keep in touch with the people. You do what you get for bring the change, but at the same time relate to the people. All this stuff. I mean, it is very, very hard. That's why I am just for a woman. And right now, I'm ready for a woman, but I never forget the good woman. I just don't support any kind of woman. I need somebody that will bring the change where SALONE need, what beliefs say SALONE need. So now we play the video of these forest people. These are people that were trained. And I know say, according to SLBC, thank you for the clip or show, now courtesy of them. The SLBC then say the vice president, because I been there where they graduate, now go pass out them. They say graduation, they call them pass out. Where they don't do the training. But what did they train these guys? Who trained these guys? How did they train these guys? For these guys, who are these guys? For let these guys come out and begin talk, say they get power pass safely one day when at the police them, they get power pass the thing, they get whatever, they're not listen to nobody, they get power. It is scary. It is very, very scary of the behavior of these kind of people. And they're supposed to be government hired people. So what in them train them na the training camp? We don't know because they're saying it. That's what they're saying. So who is in charge of them? We get for come out and fire these people. These are dangerous people. I don't entertain too much foolishness. I don't have too much skin for all this nonsense. You know, I mean, these people don't have to have a job. They don't have to have a job with that kind of behavior. That kind of is violent and all things. So let me show the video them where we get, let me show what in then do and let we hear what the police commissioner say.
As the pastor one, I said that the Bogos government send it for Bogos. Now say, we say the first one that cannot be the kind of house and not be the ticket we saw. They meet me, Mama, the was now or shadows. I first them begin. They pull the mammy na road and two. The mammy tin up nickel like Mama Bonham. They pull another. They say the mammy tin up another. Then they go to the bafa. We said they make the wash and then go to the bafa day. The mammy not get nothing or two well step nine ways. Now the mommy says, so I can't keep minicare tonight. He said, but you know about shoe. Now they all go up the panel. Now they only the pickers, now they only the deaf, now they only shovel, they shovel the place, they the scissors, now they claim, they church the pan body them. Now they say, we got tear gas, no send them.
Just from down below, they come down below and they can down my family. You understand? When they come down my family, you go and ask people them. Like my brother, me they come, they start beside me, they go beside my brother. Then my brother just take me so to go and put my home. You understand? And they are the power they can be see brother. Okay, what's that boy now? They say they can't wait. They can't try. People are unnecessary man. That makes people stone people count neck. As long as bad things in the count, who can send a window? And the people in there is so rebel, not to forest rebel. So we want to send it. We send it rebel. We want to because a rebel and so we follow. Because if the government send it, government not sending for go do something as a professional way. If you go for do a job, government job, if you do it professionally, but you not go and mix something, beats are unnecessary. What's it doing? What's up with that make people and beats and stone and take that cheaper poverty. So what are they? I don't know so rebel.
Talk to everybody, make them exercise restraint. The police and the public, they're able for work together. But if Satan don't come in there, we get for exercise restraint so that we go find out who side the problem come out, we address them. Now that point there. Government, na police, NPAA, na government. Meaning the police and NPAA, then they work for one person. The person is Papa government. So if any discord come between them, my business as the police boss is to handle the situation in the way where it will create the fine balance for let governance go ahead on hindrance. It's about security for let we get now we country. Anything where the engineer break down in law and security, we all for say Torah, no, because we want to progress as a nation, as a country, as a people. Therefore, I advise everybody, I assure the public that an independent body, police, will investigate this matter and they will do it professionally, that whoever might have caused the problem will be identified and will be dealt with according to law. Once again, Thank you for exercising restraint. Thank you for taking me from my busy schedule. Thank you for listening to me. So let's be patient and rest assured, everybody go about your normal business, yeah? It will be okay. Thank you very much.
And I laugh at the police commissioner, whatever I be. I just laugh at him because it's like he's an actor. He's kind of like acting on stage or kind of loving the celebrity status that he's doing what he's doing. It's funny. I mean, I'm just like, there sometimes we find humor in difficult times, you know, try for laugh at things, for not go crazy, because the mind is a very powerful thing that controls us. Sometimes we allow it to just run wild. We go crazy and mad with the times that we're in. But on serious note here, there's a NPAA, the forest guards as they call themselves, the misbehavior. I mean, there were other videos on social media where they show when they stone the police them. I don't know if the technical team get that. When they go to Congo cross police, then therefore lock the gate. They were stoning and fighting and kicking the police.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, it was not a good thing.
I couldn't tell who was
and
who.
first of all, every single one of them, if I was police commissioner, but because I'm not police commissioner, I get for talk anyway, because I'm a Sierra Leonean that is concerned. Because I am not a police commissioner or whoever hire these people, all those people should be right now on suspension. They not forget when they call for go work until the investigation is done, and whoever violates the guidelines of the job and go about attacking people, beating people, killing people, or choking, stabbing people because na offense done there where, you know, violent offense done there where can make people that lost their life. Go take a woman, according to the video and the witness say, according to her, she said they stripped her mother naked. How dare they? Who are these people and who trained them? And what is their mission? What's in their mission? What's in their job description? We don't know. We don't know. We not sabi because we get video them whether they talk, but na Uda send them, na superior they send them. They know they listen to the police. They know they listen to other people. Them they have the law in their own hands. Who are these people? They're all right now. They're all women. They're on that mission. They where they go pan or that rampage day where they go pan. They're all right now for be suspended without pay until further notice and investigation. Well, Mr. Shillon, sir, I pass on to you. And this is what, you know, the last topic for today. And if, you know,
Well, I'm impressed with the commander, Gisno.
Yeah.
Only because, like you say, he gets a good sense of humor. He looks like he gets great personality. At least he able to diffuse the situation. He calm everybody down, even the one with the vex. And I think, it's a good show of responsiveness in the sense that when something go wrong, if you address them very quickly, it controls the spread of what is going wrong. So this is one of the few times where I see things get out of control. You know, take whoever is in charge days or hours or something, then somebody come and deal with them. Somebody will get authority for dealing with the situation. Even if he's not, I don't mean what he say, but he say which people need for you. He say we'll go investigate, we'll go make sure whoever is responsible is dealt with and all this kind of thing, or are dealt with, provided I'm sure there are more than one. But it goes back to the training. It goes back to this overlapping of authority, because there has always been a particular segment of the ministries them where seem forget their own vigilante police, where they override or the way they tend for just ignore the police and go exercise force or show force. So there has to be a clearly defined rule. These people, these so-called forest rangers or forest guards, if the purpose now for monitor illegal structure or buildings in a certain area, I mean, it could forget them because that's necessary. But the government is not going to be able to make a dent unless when they discover such structure, they not only demolish them, then fine you, the kind of money where you go struggle for pay. For example, if you get 10 million Leone bank, then find you 1 million Leone, you may be able to pay the 1 million Leone and continue to do the wrong thing we to do. But if you get 10 million Leone, then they hit you with a fine of 9, maybe 10, you go think twice before you do them again. So people are waiting to continue because if the government is serious, then forget wait for stop people and for begin for bill hosts without permit.
Yeah.
For begin for bill hosts and location, even when you get permit for bill and who side the survey say for bill not to who side you want let be. And people and for no say there is a price to be paid. If in a serious construction you put on, you may end up having it demolished or significant part of it demolished if you're not compliant with the permission given to you. So if we want to maintain order, if we want to maintain uniformity, if we want to maintain progress, or if we want to build a better infrastructure, we'll get for put rules, we'll get for enforce rules. We not only get for get the rules, we'll get for get enforcement of the rules. Because the Englishmen, they left tremendous infrastructure for we, where if we just follow a normal. All the entire way to be now, we all know say, the place they open in the billows today, in colonial days, in independence and short level, you can't even dare billows there. There were times people are building hosts now before they get permits for billows. That in the colonial days, it will never happen. If you go build a house or you begin to put a structure, which I don't not allow you to put a structure, you know the risk where you take because you cannot demolish them. And if you don't watch out, then we'll charge you with some illegal act. There were a lot of things you couldn't do. But now, because of political favoritism, because we want certain people to vote for we don't create, we the people that will get the position for run the country, have compromised ourselves so much that we're not able to run the country now because everything is in a mess, everything is in a chaos. A minister of housing should never, ever, under any circumstance, have the authority to demolish anything.
Without going to the courts.
He has to condemn, he should be able to condemn. The court, through a judge, should give orders to destroy if we want to maintain orderly progression. But if a minister, they take upon himself for go look at things where not like him, he engages in law enforcement, and violent way of doing things, he is not helping the situation. I do not know how the president puts up with that. And if that's a strategy, it's a very destructive strategy. It's a counterproductive strategy. It takes Sierra Leone nowhere. If there's a hidden agenda, just like how they get this contentious thing with the mayor, where you not agree with the mayor, not to go obstruct him physically, not to for violently go attack the mayor. It is just beyond belief. And the president is the president. He has a right to do as he pleases. But I will not tolerate that. If you go attack any public official, attack a police, you attack the mayor, you attack a minister, that should never happen regardless of the circumstance. These things shouldn't happen because the moment you begin to encourage that, and because if you keep quiet, because, this minister is of this tribe, you go attack somebody who is of another tribe. You, the president, is the president for the whole country, for every tribe. So if that minister, they get a hidden agenda, then if you say, he go harass certain people for whatever ulterior motive he has, when he cause problem, not trying to get a bad name, now you, the man in charge, whose government is in power.
Yes.
They will say
it pleases the president.
The BO government.
The BO government.
You
Yes.
see? So the president has to clamp down on some of these things. And besides, how could a mayor of a city being attacked, for the capital city of all, let alone any city, be attacked violently, verbally, by ministers who know better?
Two ministers, and they still have their position. See, that's why I said we need a radical change.
And the president doesn't see anything wrong with this?
They gotta go. They gotta go.
What role is this minister who does that?
Yeah. them minister, they need, some of them are not, they're not, they need to.
I mean, they're not helping. They're not helping. They're really
not helping.
And the hot thing,
we had Minister of Housing and Country and Planning, Housing, Country Planning Minister long time. I don't know how they call it now, because we get Minister of Lands and Mines, Minister of Housing and Country Development, and all that kind of planning. And there's no planning. Yes, the people have built, because after the war, a lot of people were displaced. And some they don't kind of fit or they don't want to go back. What can the government do for fix Dandy? Like how they say, take them back. There are many, many places out there. Go build something, carry some of the headquarter thing, then go other place, start new cities, start other thing, then make them share the thing all sides so people then get something for go back to. But they don't have nothing to go back to. So some of these people, they don't come build, and nobody be they tell them, say, no, for do they, all might be they left everybody they do what he feel for, do what it pleases them. Everybody is looking the other way because these are the people voting for me, or these are the people of my people. I mean, come on. This is where the lawlessness starts.
In fact, they're fooling themselves, because most of these people, I don't even think they vote. Okay, I think what I recall, the politics sometimes is so short-sighted. In the Momo era, where I had a friend, Abidebo. There was a very popular lawyer then in the 60s by the name of, there were popular lawyers in Bo, but Abu Kuruma was a very prominent lawyer who became vice president in Australia at some point. During the time where, like, we saw as teenagers there into politics, he'd be afraid for join politics. Where APC came to town and they team up 1 mile for Yerida, they can't let it, go tell my guy say he was there. But when the opportunity presented itself, where Pashaki came, where somehow I was shocked when they tell me, say, Lawyer Kamara, minister, let alone vice president. But when we get a mayor, some people will remember, by the name of Betts. Of course, I was here in the United States.
That's my uncle.
Betts can't visit Washington, D.C. He see how things are being handled. He went back. He wanted to implement a lot of good things then at the city. All the markets people over the block, the walkways them, now East Street, put market all over. You can't walk out. Now the place them is pull them. It creates this park for care people and for go begin selling a park.
Yeah,
and people like Abu Kamara and others say, "Oh, now we people them. It do that too."
Yeah.
And who did he refer to as people? This is Lawyer Kamara now will be one of the top-notch lawyers in the country, but he resorting to tribalism right away. Now with people, upline people and in the sale markets, here's a man that try for upscale the city. In order to grab the people and provide a place. But Lawyer Kamara, he say, now the people in this world they vote for we, now the people and so will not go allow them. So this is the first time you get minister they fed for push or for hold the country in progress stagnant. It happened under Momo too. You have some ministers, despite the high level of education, they not get any vision for understand the significance of a city being modernized, a city being progressive. So then they see things strictly from a tribalistic lens. And I remember that so clearly. Lawyer Kamara say, now we people them. So we're not going to sit down, make him move them, go in our park. They rather for let it obstruct and congest the eastern part of Freetown, the walkways. These were the things. We get for stop that kind of thinking there. When you become a minister, there is no such thing as we people. All the people are your people. The position where you hold, that position then are for everybody. You see? So until we begin to look past the tribe we'll come up from, it's going to be difficult for we to really do what it takes to run a country. Because everybody comes from a certain tribe. And one person comes from 2-3 tribes. Nobody comes from all the 20 or more tribes in Australia. And so what are you going to do for the rest of tribes where you don't get connection to, where you get power? Just ignore them as if they don't exist? So what is the logic? What is the sense? And any policy adopted on tribalism is counterproductive. It will never succeed because it makes no sense. you get to deal with the holistic nature of what a country needs. No particular tribe gets any unique need from other tribes. Every tribe get for eat. Every tribe need for educate and pikin. Every tribe they get sick. Every tribe need good health care. Every tribe need for drink water. So what is this nonsense about tribalistic stuff? It just strains my mind. I just don't seem to understand it. You know? And some of these guys are not saying it from their mouth, like, what would they see now? Where you get a white man, they go pretend, but you know, say when in actions, the show say he's a racist. We'll get some of our brothers then, despite all the education, they are too wrapped up in this tribalistic mentality. They have to get out of it. You know, because when you are appointed, if you are Timini, if you are Limba, if you are Soso, if you are Minde, you job wouldn't give you. I don't know of any tribalistic position wouldn't give anybody for look after one tribe. It's for all the tribes, for all the Sierra Leoneans. So when you take that position, they go, broaden your mind. Stop this thing when they help the country. But this is what is happening in Sierra Leone. So we have to be very careful. And I hope sometimes the president will begin to address some issues, you know, because it makes him look bad. I've watched him. He seems to be a decent guy. You know, I've watched some of in speeches then, where he visits some institutions there in America. He seems to have all the ideas. So he you know, but he should not encourage some of them cabinet members here who not seem to share the same stage of view with him. Because then again, but then, you know, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I've been trying for fan that video where they talk about Akibo Bets because that's my relative though.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
yeah, I've been get but yeah, I've been trying for fan where it been be mayor of Freetown,
exactly.
Where it been they try for clean up the city when they market woman them. You know, they be say he waiting and call, but that was a radical shift where the unfamiliar thing, the unpopular thing for do, you know, they were like, oh, now then they vote for we. No. They have to get out. We have to clean the city. We have to free the traffic because look, today, Agbata Street, which was Kisi Street, look at the crowd, look at the congestion. You know, even get motorcar way. You know, now I see.
Not Abacha na be Little Street?
No, Agbata Street na be Kisi Street. Okay. Then you go down to Little Street, then Kona. They
okay, I got you.
Yeah, Abata Street was Kisi Street.
Okay.
Down Clock Tower, Komoki
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Then one they did at the side them. Then you get Sagwe Street over and Little.
So now Abacha Street then come from Clock Tower to PZ, old PZ at the junction.
Yes, which is Kisi Road.
Okay.
Which is Kisi Road now,
you know, beside Garrison Street.
Right.
Kisi Road.
Right.
Wilberforce Street.
There, yeah, PZ. Then you go House Street, Garrison Street, PZ. Looks like PZ.
Yes. Wilberforce
Street. Then you go up in the park. Then you get House Street. The other streets then at the corner.
I attend Cathedral primary school, so I know that area there little.
Yeah, but I was trying to for sure.
When I can take school, and then presently I can hang around.
I know. I mean, that was, you know, great times in Sierra Leone, but we get two people, let we take them, people and they, then we end for today. Caller, good evening, please. What's in your name and who say you call from? I think we lost that one. Okay, caller, let we take on, let we wrap up. We don't do past 2 hours now, almost 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours. So we'll just wrap up, but yeah, caller, good evening. What's your name and who say they call from, please?
Yeah, my name Jalanda Ba. I call from New Jersey. I just get few things for say. When I talk about the about how Freetown congested, okay, but I think to say that was the reason why the former president didn't want for open a new city. So at least people then go move there. That now one too. I don't understand how you guess go call Bill a decent man where with all of the killing, you know, never come, never even Aya Trump, you know, with all where they accuse them of, but certain crimes then they come and say this is wrong, you cannot do that. With all of the killing, with everything we don't go on, how can a decent, good person not go come and then say this is not right, una not for do this, So the guy not even talk. How can you be a decent guy? You they arrest people them, look like Kambarimba, you they arrest people them without no due process, without no bail. It's not a decent guy. It's the most weak. To me, I compare him to Idi Amin. That's all I get for say.
Okay, that's the voice of a Sierra Leonean, Miss Yolanda from New Jersey. Don't speak what you feel. That's the beautiful thing about freedom of speech. I mean, you get for talk what you talk, but President Bio not there for defending said, but he say you call President Bio a decent guy from your opinion and your view, and in don't give reason why make you say President Bio is not a decent guy, should not be called a decent guy.
She may be. I mean, I think she's entitled to that, to get your own fact. I say, I not categorically say he's a decent man. I say, I think he's a decent man, because if you put some of the good and the bad, I think probably in goodness go outweigh the bad. But besides, at this stage of the game, just from a tactical standpoint, I see no reason to call the current president of Sierra Leone names and characterize them, because it does nobody any good. I think now is when we forget credit when credit is due. Even if you don't do 5 bad, you do 2 good. Let we emphasize or amplify the good. Maybe we'll do more good. But if we just want for just condemn her, which I don't have any objection to, because when the Queen call, she understands certain things and she's perfectly entitled to it. So I'm not going to dispute or disagree with her. I just want to explain why I say it looks like he's a decent man. That's the reason why I said that. But I not take issue with you at all about how you feel about the president. Yeah, you're entitled to that feeling there, and you're entitled for expression.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I hope you're satisfied, Ms. Delanda. Another caller, please. Good evening, caller. What's your name? Who's you call from? Hello, caller. Name, please, and who's you call from? Okay, we lost that caller. So let me end for today, because we have done over 2 hours. Let we done for today. We see, like I would say, we don't talk on waiting. Then on social media today, they are handful, they much beaucoup. I know say sometimes, with people that they say listen, they add, they just listen and learn. And sometimes it's good to just listen and learn. For the one them way, they don't voice their opinion. This is why the platform has been raised. Voice of Sierra Leone was the founder, CEO, women be former CEO, Mr. Kagbo, in Border-in-Law, Mr. Tarali, then come together, then say we want a platform where people go able for voice their opinion, where they want the way they run the country, go listen. And we hear President Buyo, where they repeal that law, is say sometimes people go call a name, person go talk, and if I be able for take down there, because they don't put all kind name on them, but it kind of like democracy, Nadande democracy entail for let people, call or talk or voice your opinion. It might not be, good sometimes, but you can forget a thick thing for take them sometime, as long as you're not maliciously trying to, defame somebody or whatever it is. This is Voice of Sierra Leone, everybody get right. And we want change in Sierra Leone. We want things for go the right way. And we, like how Mr. Shilon say, for a long time, we were the first of everything in the area. We were the first to have good education. We were the first, they call lawyer them, good hospital. Everything was good. But because corruption and neglect and fraud, waste and abuse done there for the longest time with people, them don't accept them, because it is us, the people, that accept these things. For the people, then they treat we that way, then now we accept them. And because for a long time, a lot of us in the diasporas have neglected our rights as citizens of Sierra Leone. We just give up. We don't give up. But we don't let them try we don't tire with the way that they do now SALONE the way. But it came a time, this is like this election kind of woke up some people, and with the growth of social media, we see what's going on. We see when they do election, we see the injustice, we see the good things, we see the bad things, and we call it out like we see it. You know, for the president, it's the job of the president and the administration or people in administration for try for do right by the people. That is why we are here. We're advocating for rights of the people. And we send these videos to them. We send it to them for them to see and listen and waiting and call. You know, because we have to move from where we've been staying in one place for too long. We're not growing. We're not growing. Little things here, little things here. We want manufacturing jobs. We want good light system. We want good water system. Because how will these manufacturing jobs come? How will people come when we country not get the things them way for accommodate these people that they come? Because if you want a phone company, we forget good internet system, we're secure. Where you're not afraid to say if you use the security go breach and all that stuff, then because these companies go to other people for a little bit cheaper labor, it will create jobs for our people. Private entities create jobs in these places. This is capitalism. You get the money, you create the job, you give people and get work for do. That is why we have jobs. Because they get 24-hour lights, they get good water system, they get security. In as much as, you know, we get all these bad things that happen in America. I speak of America because that's where I'm at. But I can able call 911, even though they're not perfect. You get some bad people in a bunch, but most of the time it works. They will come. We see fire brigade, Sierra Rutal area, Yanda. We see fire brigade. All these corruption have allowed all this thing for go down because people fraud, waste, and abuse and corruption. We need change. We need for grow. How do we grow? What's in your responsibility? What's in my responsibility? And what is the responsibility of the government? When we elect people, then we come for can do good things for change. We communities for develop with community for do sustainable development where we people then go able for fish for themselves, not for bigger all time because there's dignity in working hard for let you earn what you get. There's dignity in that. Let us make for let them give dignity to we people. Let them go able to earn decent salary, decent living for let them able to provide for them. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking. Now make we talk. We're not a talk because we want to condemn government A or government B. We know there are bad people among both of them. We know that they've done wrong. We know they don't do bad things there. We cannot go blindly and fool ourselves and say either of them are better than one another. Except you're in the party, you might say, but me go say, they all don't do we, they all don't fail we. They have all failed us. Because the salon when we grew up, the salon I know it was not perfect, but there was middle class. There were people that worked, they earned their money, they had decent life. Because that's all human beings need. Security, decent life, the basic living, basic necessities of life. We should be able to provide that for one another, for we safe. We're not going to depend on government. It's not everything government going to do. We say for take pride in USA we do, we environment, keep and clean. They used to have keep the city clean campaign. Now they say that they clean. I don't know if from where Corona begin, they don't clean. I think say they don't let for clean for Corona. I don't know. But people then go there, we are the mayor, they give what they call public service amendment. We're not go dump dirty and gutter, we're not go dump on the street. There's a place to put it. Let we follow the law. We say get problem. I went to Freetown 2019. I was there almost 3 months. I came back 2020 before the Corona, they locked down. In February, I come back and they asked me how you see, so I said, we're not ready yet. People, they're not ready yet. The government's not ready yet for do the thing. Because that's when I was talking about that radical change. We need for do things the way they move. We can't do business as usual because we will not grow. We get for sometimes change is unpopular, but we get for do something. We get for make the change where we all want for see, we all want for glad. Some people, they don't retire, they want to go home back. How will you go home? Hospital system not good. Not to say you better pass the one the way they do. But some people have, like me, I get anxiety disorder, all kind of craziness, they don't label me. I get PTSD, I get anxiety, I get all things. So I cannot, because the anxiety, you sleeping, you're afraid, say Tifman go come, you not get 911 for call. 117, you know the answer in phone where you call her. Nothing is working too much right in there. That's why we are rooting for this government to do the right thing because he promised new direction. And if somebody is there that is not doing the work, cut them off, pull them, and no matter how that we don't sponsor you. If you do right by the people, you don't have to worry about re-election. That's all I always say. Do right by the people. Government should do right by the people. People should demand what's in they want from the government. That's what it is. That's what life is easy. But some people just get carried away with power, carried away with authority, abusing others, trying to make themselves big. I am the big man. I am the boss. I am the this. I am the that. You know that I'm me. What is all that? You know? Be like President Rowling. He's saying they fly up in plane and he see the people, their lifestyle, where they live. That's what drive him. What did they drive we for? Bring the change. What are you doing to help? What are you doing? What is driving to make up the change? We get constituency 110. It's been over a year. Madam Khadid Davis and Jackson. We have all the accusation that were happening, all the things that were happening. We see thugs and thuggeries and nothing said, nothing. The people of that constituencies have been deprived of their rights as citizens of Sierra Leone. Corruption, everybody, they do what he feel for do. President Bio, buckle up, sir. I speak to you as a soldier. I'm not saying bring soldier rule, but the discipline that have been instilled in you, we have to implement discipline. Whoever must go. You cannot be tolerating this kind of thing. It is not going to work. We will not pull some people. We're not waiting and call. Right now you, they don't elect until your time done. The people will elect you or then push you out, whatever way. But the ones that are in your thing, it pleases the president, so it should displease the president to take them out. Because some of these ministers are not even, they're just getting free money. When doctors, then when they do school picking, then school teacher, when they teach, they don't get good salary. I see the pension and thing. I'm not saying I ain't been kind of increase them to 250,000. It won't even buy a bag of rice for a person when they work again. We don't give 20, 30 years service to a company or institution. They cannot even sustain their life. Then they, by the grace of God. So me na dan day me they talk, the government get for do what they do, the people get for do what they do. I left una go down till next week. We will come back by God power. Una love we try. Everybody go make a difference. Go do something for somebody today. I watch a video where Rihanna say, just like we always can say, you don't have to have much to do, help somebody else. You don't have to have much to share. You don't have to have much to do the right thing. You don't. Do the right thing is easy. It comes easy and comfortable. Anything where they struggle, which way they died, where you want for I, that means say, you know, they do the right thing. We are all not perfect, but we're trying, we're striving towards that. So I left when I go down, when I go do the coronavirus is here in America. If you're in America, be careful. London and other parts of Europe, you all, I pray for you all. I pray for we all, you know, let God keep we. None shall come up missing. You know, some of us have died. Some of us are still fighting for our lives among us, but God will preserve us. We pray for that. We pray for we leader there. Let God give them the wisdom. Let God give them the understanding for rule right, do right by the people. We pray for them. Because they say, pray for your leaders, because in the country where they know let chaos be. Even America, you did America, England, Canada, whoever you did, Europe, Belgium, you did any side you did the world, you did China. Pray for the country where they did Australia. Pray for your people. Pray for your leaders. Because now the country where you did and you people then they, you know, one like Kuska say, let them do the right thing. Let them do the right thing. That's what we're praying for. We they pray, but we they talk. We not just they pray, depend on prayer. We get for talk to Leone. Because God, they say, who help themselves, God will help you. We have to speak up. That's why we're here.
That's true.
So I left and I go down. Till next time. Sorry, all my phone rang. That means the people are calling me. That means I've talked too much. So I love you all. I love you all. I love you all. Remember, God is love. Go beyond beautiful. Go beyond you. If you see how they shine or jealous me, or go work on yourself tomorrow. The sun go shine by you. The cloud go be over me. Now just everybody getting season. Everybody getting time. So I love you all till next week. I salute you all. Fedima, I'm out. Thank you. Mr. Shilon, sir.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Hope we go stay abreast of things next weekend. Until then, good night.
Thank you.